Brandon Brands.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This week we talk about why you should create one terrible lead magnet for your business. That's right. It should be terrible. Check it out.
In a world where advertising is ignored, business is exposed, and the only constant is change, how do you build a brand that matters? Welcome to Brands on Brands on Brands, a home for those who think different and push their boundaries. This is where branding that matters lives. Now, here's your host, Brandon Birkmeyer.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Brands on Brands on Brands. I'm Brandon Birkmeyer, your personal marketing coach, and I believe that building a brand that matters is the only way for a business to thrive tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in each week to our little show here. This is a top 100 marketing podcast where we bring together entrepreneurs and marketing thought leaders to enlighten, to educate, to inspire you, to help you build better brands, bringing you that knowledge. We've been blessed to feature the world's leaders in marketing and entrepreneurship, people that are keynote speakers, authors, entrepreneurs, top podcasters, and it's been a wild ride. And today, we're going to dive into lead magnets. I'm not going to spend a lot of time going through the introductions here. I do want to jump right into it because I believe there is so much to do in this space. But when I had to wrap my brain around how I could help the listeners out there figure out lead magnets and what they should be doing, honestly, the thing I realized is that most people I know haven't even broken the seal yet on creating a lead magnet. They haven't taken the risk to create their first. And I think that's a shame. I think a lot of people will spend hours and weeks and months doing the organic social media content posting thing that they've heard about and don't want to take the time to test the waters to see if a lead magnet might work for the business. So that's what I figured that we would talk about today. And a lead magnet, if you guys are like, what is he talking about? This is the thing that you give away, the freebie that is how you collect someone's email information. So you're a business, you're someone out there working to get leads to sell your service or your product. And to do that, one of the strongest media types out there, media channels out there, for you to consistently communicate with customers and turn listeners into buyers is an email marketing program. It is you talking to people and letting them know this is what you sell. And the quicker you can build a large email list, the quicker your business is going to grow. And just because email's been around for a really long time, I think we tend to take it for granted and ignore its potential. And I think that's a huge mistake. So if you hear anything today, I hope you take away from this that email is still the most impactful way that you can own your communication with your customers and consistently send them messages for free. There's lots of great things out there you can do with social media, but bringing them into your world and being able to communicate with them is still the strongest thing you can do. So if you haven't started, listen up. The thing you want to do to get your list built, to grow your email list, to get people into your world is to develop a lead magnet, to develop something that you can give away that's free, but it's valuable, that will make people want to say, yeah, I'd like that. I'm interested. I want something for my business that you are providing, and I'm happy to give you my email to do that. And more people do that, we will have stronger, more profitable, quicker growing businesses along the way. So I don't need to get into all of it. You can Google literally any industry and say lead magnets for this industry, and there will be some examples out there. So you have no excuse about the creative process. Okay. But what I titled and teased this episode with was create a terrible one. Like if that's what it takes to start, just get out there and build something that seems obvious and try it because then you'll have a benchmark for success. And to do this creation, it's a very simple process. Here's what you do. You go to a site called Canva, canva.com, go to canva.com, and I believe it's free, and there are some subscription versions of it, but it's pretty cheap. Go to Canva, and they have hundreds and thousands of templates for everything you can do in your business. And go to the template called infographics, and you can design one of those infographics to just give a quick checklist or a quick set of steps that someone can take or a quick set of resources that you use, and use that as your first lead magnet. Just put in the things that you use every day and let people know what those things are, or answer the question that you get asked the most in a sequential format in one of these versions. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not a crazy effective lead magnet, but it will get you started. It will help you figure out what this process is like. So build something, build a PDF, and on this Canva website, it'll be a creative infographic that you download as a PDF. And now you have a digital something that you can give people. And step 2 is figuring out how to give it to people, right? So you can email it to people. You can put it on your webpage to download. You can create a landing page and have it point to this PDF. So either way, the point is build it, right? Second step is you need to have a way to collect people's email addresses. The best thing you can do for that is to have an email CRM system that, without getting complicated, I would say go to a website called convertkit.com. That's CONVERT, convert kit, KIT, convertkit.com, and subscribe to their software where you learn how to set up very simple landing pages that you literally just put in 3 forms. It's the person's first name, the person's last name, and their email address. And once they submit that, it'll let you pick that you can send a PDF to the people that have done that. That's where you build the form. And then your next thing is, how do I get this form in front of people? And that's can be organic. You can either post that to your social and let people know you're doing it, or you can pay for a Facebook ad and then send them to that form. Now, I'm not going to pretend that those are all easy things to do, but they are critical things to do that everyone can do DIY. And if that is a little too hard for you, I'm happy to help you move along that process. Feel free to go to my website and connect with me and say, Brandon, how do I do these things? I just need to talk to someone. Happy to help you. Point is, do what it takes to build this thing and get it done. Done is better than good in this instance for you guys that have not done this yet. I just want you to start. I just want you to have built something. And at the end of the day, if you can start this process of educating yourself, of getting better at building these things, you will be better off. It's the biggest thing I think I can help you with is getting you to start. And that's why I say, let's build something terrible, something that you can get done so that you can see the power of it. And then you can, the second time, be more thoughtful about it, be more creative with it, put a little more work into it, but get the systems figured out first and you can do this yourself. So why am I talking about all this? Why is this important? Well, when I set out to kick off season 2 this year, I was getting into the personal branding space more and saying, let's talk about this. And one of the 3 pillars of personal branding for me are message, community, and impact. So message being you figuring out what it is you stand for, what you tell people, what your message is. It's finding your voice. That's part 1. Part 2 is creating a community. It's bringing people together and helping them connect with you, helping them connect with each other. And through that, you get to discover what they're challenged with. And the third piece was impact, which is once you know what they're challenged with, you find ways to solve it. And a lead magnet is a great way to solve some of those problems. You answer some of their questions. Now, in the community piece of this, how do you build a community? I talk about lead magnets. That's what this is about. It's about list building, because you can't have a community if you don't have their contact information. If you don't bring people into your world and give them a place to talk about you and for you to communicate with them, it's harder to have a community. You need a way to talk to them on a consistent basis. You need a list. And list building being so important for community, that's what this episode was inspired by. I needed you to know that list building is hugely important. So the simple pieces of that are create this icebreaker freebie, this digital download, if you will, so that you can start to get familiar with this process. Beyond that, the next step is going to be you have to, once you get people into your email, you have to then nurture these relationships. You might, have to start sending them content on a consistent basis via email so they can get to know you better. And eventually you'd like to get them on a phone call if you're in the service business so that you can talk to them and maybe give them some kind of consultation or a free analysis or a free discovery call, whatever that is. If you have a personal brand-based business, that's going to be pretty natural to you. The sooner you can get people on the phone, the sooner you get them in your world and talking to you, the sooner you're going to know how you can help them and be able to pitch them something that will help them and solve their problems. So the reason you communicate with them and get them on your list is so that you can eventually have a conversation with them. You can offer to solve their problems. And then if you actually help people in your community, you can then ask them to, whether it's free or paid, I'm not even getting to that yet, but say it was free, you can get them to then share with their communities that you help them. Let them spread the gospel. Let them spread the news that you are helpful and that you can solve problems like this and start to grow that community. So if you think that your personal brand and your business, whether you're a coach, a consultant, an expert in some way, shape, or form, you have some kind of agency, whatever it is, you have a business that's driven by your reputation. One of the strongest things you can do, and that I know a lot of you are missing, is build your community. And a way to do that is to grow your list. And the number one thing you can do to grow your list is to build these freebies, to build these lead magnets. So there's a million types of lead magnets. Again, I could do an episode on that. I'd rather not. I'd rather you go to Google because it's been done. There's hundreds of examples for every single type of business out there. And then you can get creative. You can say, what literally can I help people with today? And just say that that's for free. If you want to see some of my freebies, good, bad, ugly, whatever they are, you could just go to brandonbrands.com/resources and download them and see what those things can look like. And no, I'm not an expert lead magnet builder, but I know it's huge for my business. I'll tell you what, it's one of the primary things I'll be focusing on this year. And when this business gets even bigger than it is, I will point to this as the probably biggest strategy in my arsenal. And that alone should tell you that this is a big thing. Someone who focuses on branding and marketing has seen the biggest players in the game spend millions of dollars on ads, can tell you that the number one thing you can do for your business is grow your community, grow your audience. And as a personal brand, the best way to do that is to have a list that you can consistently communicate with and nurture and turn from cold leads into warm leads into hot leads that are ready to buy because they know, like, and trust you. So hopefully for many of you, this isn't new news, but even for you, those of you that have been doing this for a long time, I hope this inspires you to get creative and start building 2, 3, 4, 5 extra lead magnets that you didn't already have, to start testing the waters again to see how you can build things that bring even more people into your business that you haven't thought of. So that being said, I hope you guys get out there. I hope you guys check out my resources page and get some examples on how to do that. And if nothing else, if you guys just want to make sure you're getting these shows every week, you can always go to get on my email list without the downloads. If you're like, no, I don't need that, but I'd love you to be a part of the community. I'd love for you to be on this list of emails where we send out, what we're doing each week. You can get that at brandonbrands.com/bteam, B for Brandon, obviously, or B for brands, whatever you want to call it. And that's that. I think that's enough for today. Get out there, create a terrible lead magnet and share it with me, by the way. If you have something or you're like, okay, I'm inspired, feel free to screenshot this episode, DM me, or tag me in it at B. Berkmeyer or Brandon Berkmeyer, depending on what platform you're on. But if you do it on Instagram, it's Brandon Berkmeyer. Tag me in it and DM me saying, yo, this was great. I'm going to build a freebie. And if you actually take that step, if you do that extra work, I'd be happy to respond to you and send you a link to set up a call with me for 15, 20 minutes to help you brainstorm. That's how important I think that it is. I will give you my time for free to help you brainstorm something that you can take to the bank with for free without any hassle. And that's how important I think this is for your business. So I hope you guys feel that. I hope you guys take advantage of that. And I hope you guys have another great week out there building your brands. All right, guys, keep it tuned in every week. I will look forward to catching up with you and seeing those lead magnets being built. All right, catch you next time.
You've just taken your marketing knowledge to another level with this episode of Brands on Brands on Brands. But we have plenty more ways to not just help you build a business, but build a brand. Head over to brandandbrands.com for more resources, as well as access to our blogs, videos, and exclusive coaching sessions with your host. Be sure to visit brandandbrands.com.